Hey YouTube friends and followers. Today we're going to talk about fixing your credit. Now, my credit, I didn't have much credit, and it took me a lot to establish it when I was about 18. I had my mom help me co-sign on a car to help establish my credit, okay? And I did have student loans that I started to accrue, because I was going to school. Well, when my son was born, I was about 21 when I got pregnant. I said, oh, my credit score is like low 500s. So I think it was like 504 or something. So I said, I gotta do something. Because what am I gonna do? Live at home my whole life? Most apartments that are decent, you need good credit. So I stayed at home and I started paying off what I could, as I worked. I had the worst thing that can hurt you is a lodging bill, which is like an apartment or like a mortgage, anything like that having to do with where you lived that you owe money on hurts your credit badly. So what I did was I paid them off as I could. Cell phone, like I think I had an old Altel when Altel existed. I had an old Altel cell phone bill. I let that go. I was like, it's so old. I think after like 7 years or something, it falls off your credit history. I didn't bother with that. I did the main ones that affect your credit, which was, for me, lodging. And that's one of the worst ones. So I paid that off, and I still lived at home. That was the plan. And when I moved into a decent apartment, I decided, I didn't have a car payment. I wasn't going to do it to myself. I said, let me start working on something else. So I said, well, as I pay off little things, I'm going to establish good credit. So I went, and there are different credit cards you can get online. And my plan was just to use it for gas. I'll always have gas money. That's my gas money. And then when I get paid, I'll pay that off. Every 2 weeks I got paid. And I would go ahead and pay that off. So I did that. Now the credit card that I got was a Capital One credit card. And if you pay good on it after 3 months, let me think. Let's see, you paid good on it for 3 months and you were on time. It was 6 months. Your credit went up. And for every 6 months, there would be some type of perk. So I said that would be perfect. Now, they do have credit cards that exist. It don't have to be Capital One, but I know Capital One does have ones that help people's credit who can't get a credit card. Now, I went and got a credit card. I don't know what my score was at that time, but I believe it was below 600. I got one that like every 6 months or something, it like perks up your credit or some type of perk, whatever. So then after that, as I was using that, I went ahead and had a decent credit to get a car. So I got a car. It wasn't the best interest rate, but I got a car. Because the one I had, my mom had co-paid on when I was 18 years old, and that was paid off. So when I got a car to help with my credit, so I got the car, the credit card, and I kept making good payments with that. Okay? So then I said, well, I want to buy a house. Because I figured, I'll try. And I attempted twice. And they said, no one's going to give you a loan. So I waited. I kept paying bills. I worked on my credit report as I was paying things off. Medical bills, I left alone. They took that out of my taxes anyway. The state taxes takes your medical bills in the state anyway. In the southern United States, that's where I live. I'm not telling you exactly where I live. But, and my old cell phone bills, I didn't care. So it was mostly everything else that was on there, as far as credit card, which was an old Kohl's bill, and a few other things, the lodging, cars, anything like that. So because I paid the lodging off, I guess I was able to get the apartment because my credit also went up. Then I bought the car. Then I wanted a house, and I got twice. They were like, no way. Well, I kept trying, and about a year and a half later, they said, well, okay, you know, my credit score had went up. And it was actually in the 600s. So I think my credit score was about 620, which is like 618, 620, which is right there. Okay, you know. So I got the house, and I still was paying good on my car. My credit cards were paid off. In fact, I had closed, which you're not really supposed to do this, but I closed my Capital One card, and I opened other credit cards because I was financially stable enough to do that. My credit report has like virtually nothing on it except my student loans. So I got my student loans that I'm paying, you know, and all that when you pay off, it helps your credit, okay? And in fact, like, you can call, if it doesn't fall off your credit report, you call that company, you say, I paid you off X months ago, you know, I'm trying to improve my credit, and then they'll come off your credit report. So now, I've been in my house for about 4 years. I have another car now that I'm paying payments on, and my credit score is really good. So, that's what you got to do. You got to establish credit as you fix it. But if you can't establish it yet by creating new accounts, you have to fix what you've got first, and fix the ones that hurt you the most. I wouldn't pay attention to cell phone bills. If you're deep in debt, I would not pay attention to medical bills. I would do your lodging and anything else that might hurt you. Or car bills, whatever. So that's how I fixed my credit. I just thought that I would give you some advice on how to fix yours if you need to, and have good credit now like me. It took me time. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes time, but you have to work towards it. Slow and steady progress. So, hope you enjoyed that, and you have a good day.